Hi my friends, welcome to our channel English Playlists, and we continue our playlist English words with examples and English grammar explanations. Okay, really, let's continue. And so we have these words from 131 to 140. Okay, mistake. It's a mistake. I want to speak English without mistakes. Right, so we can say I want to speak English without mistakes, or you can use this structure, I'd like to. I'd like to speak English without mistakes. So you can also say I want to speak English without any mistakes at all. I want to speak English without any mistakes at all. I want to speak English without any mistakes at all. So if you use this structure, it sounds stronger. Okay, it sounds stronger. It sounds stronger. Or you can also say, so I want to speak English without any mistakes at all, or I'd like to speak English without any mistakes at all. It sounds stronger too. I'd like to speak English without mistakes. Okay? Next. She makes too many mistakes. So too is negative, so it means something negative. Too many mistakes. So many mistakes. But so many can have a positive meaning, but too many has a negative meaning. New. This car is new. Or the car is new. So there, why do we have there? Because we know this car, so the car we're talking about. I'll show you my new, so what new? I'll show you my new computer. Old, so it's the opposite word. The opposite word, or it has the opposite meaning. So the opposite word which has the opposite meaning. So new and old. He isn't old, he is young. How old are you? How old is she? Cheap. This thing is very cheap. It's a very cheap thing. So we talked about it. So if you have a noun, an adjective before it, and very, you need to think about a. It's a very cheap thing. This dress is cheap. Expensive. So it's the opposite word. This thing is very expensive. It's an expensive thing. It's a very expensive thing. So how expensive is it? So we say, for example, how good is it? How good is it? How good is it? We can also ask, how interesting is it? How interesting is it? So if you ask, how expensive is it? It means, so is it expensive or not? So, and is it really expensive or not? How good is it? Is it good or not? And tell me really, is it so good or maybe so bad? So we want to know this information. How interesting is it? Right, interesting. Your lessons are so interesting. So your lessons, yeah, it means they, and we need to say are. Your lessons are so interesting. It's so interesting. It's an interesting idea. So the opposite word. So boring, right, is the opposite word. Boring. the book is so boring. It means the book isn't interesting at all. The book isn't interesting at all. So we put at all in the end. And I have a question for you. How do we need to say it? In the end? Or at the end? Really? We need to know that we say in the end. But what? But at the end of something. But at the end of something. For example, let me give you an example. Okay? Good. We see it in the end. But what? But we see it at the end of the sentence. Okay? So we see it in the end, or we put it in the end, or we see it at the end of the sentence. Why do we have at? Because we have of. We see it at the end of the sentence. It's such a boring book. Yeah, we talked about it. So you have a noun after an adjective. So you need to use a. It's such a boring book. The lesson was so boring. So you don't have a noun and you don't need such, you need to use so. It was such a boring lesson. So you have a noun after an adjective and you need to use such. Always. I always do it. I always try to do it. You are always right. So we put always in the middle of the sentence. We put always in the middle of the sentence. Good. Often. I often go there. So as for these words, always, okay, often, usually, never, we put them in the middle of the sentence. In the middle of the sentence. It's a rule. Often. I often go there. So you can't say often I go there. You can't say so. Or I go there often. No. But you can say I go there so often. If it's so often, right, you can say it in the end or at the end of the sentence. But if it's only so often, but as for often only, we can see it only in the middle. Okay, how often do you go there? How often do you go to the gym? Usually. I usually learn English every day. So you can say I usually study English every day, but we mostly mean learn. Usually say study at school, at university. So it's about a certain organization. I usually get up late. What time do you usually get up? So for more practice, you can listen and repeat. She made a mistake. Who went there? I did my homework. I have a friend whose mother works there. I usually get up late. I know a person who thinks so. I usually learn English every day. I bought a new computer. Did you do your homework? Whose bike is it or whose bicycle is it? He made a very big mistake. Who knew it? Who called you? Who did you know? Who did you call? Who agrees? I often go there. How often do you go there? She gives us too much homework. It's my favorite book. Who likes it? Who knows it? I often read books in English. She made a big mistake. How often do you go to the gym? This thing is very important. I have a computer. I have got a computer. I've got a computer. I like this book. I really like this channel. What time do you usually get up? He made a terrible mistake. I have an offer. I booked an apartment. Who helped you? What helped you? Okay, my friends, really, let's continue this playlist. Hey, thank you.